Right now at 6, La Crescent receiving a six-figure grant. How the money will make the city safer.
And a DNR study highlights the impacts a deadly disease has on wildlife.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski.
La Crescent is getting a major cash infusion to improve railway crossing safety.
News 8 Now's Grace Monk is in the newsroom tonight with the details. Grace.
The city of La Crescent is receiving a $229,000 grant from the U.S. Department of Transportation. The funds will be used to conduct a safety study on the city's 5 railroad crossings.
We've been working on this for a couple of years, and so there was a new funding source for this that opened up for this rail study, and so it fits into where we were trying to go.
The focus will be on reducing the number of crossings, increasing safety, and preventing trains from blocking roadways.
We've had situations early morning where a train is blocked, and then that delays access to salt trucks for the state, and those salt trucks are used on the I-90 and in the city of La Crescent.
The city will also consider adding new signals to designate the crossings as quiet zones.
We can have as many as 7 or 8 trains in an afternoon, and then we get them in the early morning, which in the summertime creates a problem for people to have their windows open, those types of things.
Once the study is complete, the city will apply for additional funding to make the improvements. Take around 18 months to complete. Ken and Emily.
All right, Grace, thank you. Governor Tony Evers will deliver his State of the State address in about an hour. He's expected to focus on how his administration lowered taxes and dealt with inflation. The governor will also announce a $300 million plan to address mental health in children. Evers' speech starts at 7 o'clock. We will stream it online at news8000.com.
Bond is set for the man accused of setting fire to Republican Representative Glenn Grothman's office. Caden Stakowitz is facing arson and a terror threat charge. A judge today set his cash bond at $500,000. Fond du Lac police say Stakowitz confessed to the crime. He was upset over Grothman voting yes to the sale of TikTok.
The Dunn County Sheriff's Office is releasing the cause of the fire at Shooter Showgirls that happened on Sunday. After reviewing video evidence and following some leads, investigators interviewed 25-year-old Colton Jansen of Comstock on Tuesday. Jansen admitted his involvement and was taken into custody. He's facing several charges, including arson of a building.
Yeah, we had a nice day with a little bit of light snow. We got more light snow this evening, and we're going to have a cold front that'll be coming through. And right now, some of the area is already seeing it further to the north and along I-90. We're starting to see some activity. Eau Claire's down to 3 miles with some light snow. Hasn't quite reached La Crescent or La Crosse. And Ridgeway, it's down to 11 miles. That's a mistake. It's not 0.15, but you can see the snow that's in the background still imaged there, too. So overall, we are going to see some of that for La Crosse throughout probably the next several hours. Could see a little bit of accumulation, kind of like what we already saw this today. Otherwise, temperatures get back down to 20 with a little bit of a wind chill as that northwest wind will begin to pick up. A similar story for Eau Claire, but the snow will be ending earlier up there, maybe 8 or 9, some flurry activity, then kind of decreasing clouds for a little bit. And notice the wind chill getting back down below 0 as those temps begin to approach 10 degrees. So overall, it will be a colder night. There's your activity, kind of widespread, but very light snow, and there's some bands in there that kind of reduce the visibility down to less than 2 or 3 miles at times. That'll continue to progress as we go further north. Eau Claire's kind of on the back edge of it. Ladysmith already saw some of that activity. We're starting to see it pick up here further west, but I think La Crosse in the next hour we'll start seeing a little bit of light snow come through with reduced visibilities, and these could result in some slick spots, but overall it's going to vary a gradual trend to the southeast over time, and by the time we get to 8 or 9 p.m. most of it will push to the east, maybe some flurry activity. Now overnight, as I mentioned, it will be colder tonight. Some areas will go back near 0 or below as we get some colder air in, setting up probably a cold Thursday. But the bigger story going on for the rest of the forecast is we're going to see probably conditions that are actually going to look better as we go throughout. We just got to get through Thursday, and the rest of the forecast should be fine.
All right, one day doesn't sound
too bad.
One day
of cold conditions, yes.
All right, thank you, Greg. The DNR is presenting its findings of their CWD deer and predator study for Southwest Wisconsin. That study shows the impacts of the chronic wasting disease on deer populations. CWD is a neurological disease that affects deer, elk, moose, and reindeer. Findings show the disease is reducing survival rates in deer. The agency says those populations are declining where the disease is prevalent.
At low prevalences, we still would see positive population change. And it's only when basically CWD prevalence of adult females reaches 30% or so, where you start to see where the disease is causing a decline in the deer population.
We've got a link to the full study's results on our digital platforms.
The La Crosse Fire Department is holding training sessions at the Pink Palace. The training allows for firefighters to prepare for emergencies in a realistic environment. Some of the exercises include technique training, search and rescue, and incident command.
We get this acquired structure. It allows us to really put our skills to the test, which is what we all love to do, right? We want to do what we're trained to do. So when we get to come out, actually do it in a structure that's not our own, it really helps us really fine-tune those skills.
Last month, the Common Council voted to demolish the building for a new housing development.
UW-Wells Chancellor is ushering in the spring semester with an opening address. James Beebe welcomed back staff and faculty and highlighted the school's recent awards and accomplishments, as well as outlining top priorities heading into the second half of the school year.
If you don't have a roadmap of where you want to go, how do you know when you got there? So having a plan that really people can get behind, are excited about, is really critical for us as we think about where do we want the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse to be in 5 years' time.
Beebe says until the budget statement comes out from the governor next month, it's difficult to tell what projects will move forward.
Community members were honored at the 38th Iverson Frecking Ecumenical Recognition Award Banquet. The award is given to people showing strong initiatives towards community building and fostering unity across religious denominations. Reverend Dr. Mark Jolivet and Mary Lichty were the recipients of this year's award for their work with various organizations.
Our very identity, to break apart boundaries and barriers and to work with one another.
If people don't step up and help others in their community, we lose that special part of what we are. And the La Crosse community is very special.
The award is named in honor of the late Carl Iverson and the late Bishop Frederick Frecking.
A controversial invite. January 6th rioters reportedly invited to the White House.
Plus, police are investigating after a Nashville school shooting leaves at least one dead.
Whether you have a design emergency or just want to shop the best furniture showroom in the area, the January clearance sale at International Furniture is the best time to buy high-quality furniture with savings up to 70% off retail price on select floor samples. International Furniture, I-90 Exit 2, La Crosse.
To everyone who's hungry for something special,
Culver's is the place for us. Hi, what can I make fresh for you today? It's nice being greeted by people who are glad to see you. And I appreciate that they use real ingredients like fresh beef and Wisconsin cheese. The frozen custard is so fresh and creamy, it tastes like it was made just for us. It's our pleasure. Just spending time with family, that's what mealtime at Culver's is all about.
From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious!
Live at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Richie McDonald, formerly of Lone Star. Larry Stewart of Restless Heart. Tim Rushlow, formerly of Little Texas. Together as the frontman at Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls. Valentine's, February 14th. The music of Lone Star, Restless Heart, and Little Texas. Tickets now at Ticketmaster.com or Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls. The frontman, Friday, February 14th. Must be 21 or over to attend.
Whether you have a design emergency or just want to shop the best furniture showroom in the area, the January clearance sale at International Furniture is the best time to buy high-quality furniture with savings up to 70% off retail price on select floor samples. International Furniture, I-90 Exit 2, La Crosse.
A new brush fire is erupting near LA. Officials say it is quickly spreading to more than 5,000 acres. Right now, the fire is 0% contained, and as a precaution, people in the area have been told to evacuate. We'll be keeping an eye on this story and pass along any new information.
Police in Nashville, Tennessee are investigating a school shooting that left at least one student dead and another wounded.
Nashville police say a 17-year-old student with a pistol walked into the Antioch High School cafeteria and fired multiple shots just after 11 this morning.
The individual wounded two other students, one of them fatally, before shooting and killing himself. There is no danger at the school.
Both shooting victims were female students. Another student, a male, suffered injuries but not a gunshot during the incident. Police say they don't know of the shooter's motive. The school in Nashville's Antioch neighborhood is home to about 12,000 students. Well, surprising news out of the White House. Reports that President Donald Trump might invite some pardoned January 6th convicts for a visit. Sources say administration officials are discussing it. The possible visit would also include meeting Trump. The president recently pardoned over 1,000 people charged in the Capitol attack. They include nearly a dozen people from Wisconsin.
Well, some possible new problems for Pete Hegseth as his confirmation vote approaches. Hegseth has been tapped to lead President Trump's Defense Department, and that vote could happen tomorrow. But Democrats say they now have an affidavit from his former sister-in-law. It accuses Hegseth of having a drinking problem and being abusive to his ex-wife Samantha. Now, Samantha has reportedly told NBC News there was no abuse. Senate Republicans say they'll work into the weekend to confirm Hegseth.
TikTok is back up and running in the U.S. after President Trump stepped in. TikTok shut down service for about 14 hours Saturday night, but users regained access Sunday following Trump's decision. To delay the ban, he signed an executive order Monday, pushing the ban back 75 days. While users have regained access, it may not be permanent. In Trump's executive order, he says he gave himself the right to force the company to sell or close it.
The president's going to have to become more serious about finding a resolution to these issues. We want to keep TikTok up, but we have to resolve the national security issues.
If ByteDance refuses to sell TikTok, it could go dark in the U.S. again.
Netflix is hiking its monthly fee. Advertising-supported service will go up $1 a month. The standard plan will increase by $2.50. Premium plan jumps up $2, and adding extra users to your account is going to cost you $1 more. Still to come, a winter storm causing some chaos across the southeast.
Bringing record snow, travel disruptions, and deadly conditions.
Yeah, we do have colder conditions for Thursday, but this cold little snap not going to last too long. We're going to see milder conditions by Friday, and then for the rest of the forecast, you're really going to like it 30s, maybe even 40s next week. We'll break it all down coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Winter is here, and with winter weather come accidents and mishaps. Whether you're on your way to work, walking the dog, or out on the trail, accidents can happen.
At Bygoff & Rohde, we help you get the settlement you deserve to put your life back on track.
Your job title shouldn't define you, but in the job I'm running for, it should. I'm Brad Schimmel, and justice is my life's work. Helping Wisconsin's most vulnerable, stopping elder abuse, taking on human traffickers, putting pedophiles behind bars, and leading the Sexual Assault Kit Initiative, clearing 4,000 backlogged tests so survivors could finally get justice. For me, it's not a title. It's my mission statement.
Want to test drive U.S. Cellular's nationwide 5G coverage?
Yeah.
Download our app. Want to do it even faster?
Here we go.
U.S. Cellular works great out here. Wow, still have 5G here too. Hey, I wonder if U.S. Cellular lets me stream in my Rec Room. Yep, it's working.
Try out our nationwide 5G coverage free for 30 days. Download the U.S. Cellular Try Us app today.
Hygge, a calm, comfortable time with people you love, often enjoyed with a good book, a warm blanket, and a crackling fire. Let La Crosse Fireplace Company help create this feeling in your home. Choose a Heat and Glow fireplace in gas, wood, or pellet. Stay warm and cozy with the Heat and Glow fireplace from La Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is by the fire.
No matter where I seat my guests, they seem to like the kitchen best. A kitchen's the heart of the home. It should be warm and welcoming. It should be attractive and functional. But it can be a real challenge unless you come here where you can meet with a designer, find all of the products that you need, and trust the project to our carpenters, plumbers, and electricians. For kitchens, bathrooms, and other home improvements, put your trust in the Board Store Home Improvements. Contact us today.
When you're dealing with your own insurance company, you may think that they're on your side, but the truth is, they're not. They're only concerned about their bottom line. That's why you need to hire Bygoff and Rohde. We get results.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Much of the southeastern U.S. is grappling with the effects of a major winter storm that blanketed the region.
States largely unaccustomed to extreme cold and record-breaking snowfall. Millions are digging out of driveways, navigating snowy commutes, and dealing with a slew of closures and travel delays.
At least 10 deaths are being blamed on those severe conditions.
Well, over in our neck of the woods, a bit of a warm-up and some slight snowfall today.
Absolutely.
Wasn't too bad.
Compared to the last few days of that frigid cold.
Yeah, we didn't like it.
No, definitely feels like a significant warm-up, but it's even going to get warmer in a few days. Greg's got those details and more in his First Warn forecast.
Yeah, and an interesting note with all the snow in the southeast, it's actually an advantage to them to have the snow on the ground with these cold temperatures, given that you won't have quite as much agricultural loss too. So it'd be far worse if it was sub-freezing and you had no snow on the ground. So that does kind of help keep the temperature a little bit up. For us, we got still a little bit of snow falling. You can see some in Tomah. Eau Claire's seen some of this light snow with a cold front that's going to be coming through, and just a few flurries starting to pick up here too. And so overall visibility 3 miles there. We could see visibility drop as much as maybe to 3 miles during this evening with this line of showers coming through. So slick spots, definitely something like we had already today, some slick areas too with that light snow. That'll continue through the evening hour. Back to the teens. It's going to get colder Thursday, but it's going to be short-lived because back Friday we're going to get back to seasonal. Unfortunately, you're going to wake up to some frigid conditions almost once again for Friday. Not wind chill, just temperatures below zero for once, and that's probably the last we're going to see of the actual below zero temperatures for quite a while. Overall here, just like a scattered nature, really just light snow overall. There is some bands within this area that kind of reduce visibility down to 2. This will continue throughout the evening. The back edge is just getting just south of Eau Claire here pretty soon. So timing it out, it's really hard to pick up on this because it is fairly light. But that should be coming through La Crosse at least by 8 to 9, being south of the area. Eau Claire will probably see it for another hour, hour and a half, and then they'll be done to it. We'll have some breaks in the cloud cover, but notice the temperatures continue to fall, but also the wind. It's out of the north. We had south wind this morning or overnight last night. This will be northwest wind behind the cold front coming through. So a little bit of clearing, but overall, once we get past midnight, it's generally going to be some clouds here and there. That north wind will be kind of breezy at times. Waking up, we're going to be colder than we were obviously this morning, which was fairly mid-teens. We'll be closer to 0 or even a little bit below. So kind of back to the cold, but not that long. Wind speeds this evening could get up to the 15 to 25 mile per hour range as we go throughout the evening behind this front. So that could reduce visibility throughout any of the type of showers that you do get. Once we get past about 9 or 10, the wind should lighten up a little bit. For the morning commute, maybe 10 to 15, but out of the north. Now that will result in a wind chill. We're going to kind of back into the wind chill things here for a brief moment here. We got minus degrees right now, but as we go throughout the morning, we could get back into that 10 to 15 below range. So nothing like we saw a couple days ago, but still, it's going to be kind of chilly or cold out there in the morning with that north wind blowing out there. Overall, the wind chills will stay kind of in the single digits below 0 throughout most of the day, with some improvement as the winds kind of decrease towards the afternoon. And tomorrow's highs, yeah, quite a bit of drop from today, but all in all, not what we saw like 2 days ago, so there's a plus there. Unfortunately, we are going to go below 0 Friday night with some areas potentially approaching -10. Light winds, so we're not expecting a wind chill going into Friday morning, but it's going to be a cold start, clearing skies, and then Friday, increasing clouds, our temperatures get back to seasonal. And if you want Saturday's low temps and highs, it gets even better for most of the areas. So that's a positive with 20s almost there. And then Saturday's highs, we're looking mid to upper 30s. And that's really just the start of the forecast as we go throughout. We're going to see temperatures getting close to the back up to the upper 30s to near 40. Overall, the forecast is pretty quiet, minus some breezy conditions next week with no snow cover on the ground. It's not going to be hard to get close to 40. So quiet pattern, but it will be cold tomorrow, but it won't last long.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, back to the basics. The new Wisconsin football OC teasing a healthy dose of the ground game next season. Plus, we are jumping for joy as the News 8 Play of the Week nominees are announced. Jacob is next.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Here at Maxwell White, we know how valuable your time is. From issues with your hot water to slower clogged drains, our team is always on time with friendly service and solutions you can trust. Don't wait. Contact Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
It's out with the old and in with the new. You know what they say, new year, new you. King Furniture is celebrating the new year with special trade-in offers. Trade in your old recliner for $50 towards a new one. Trade in your old sofa for $100. Trade in your old mattress for $75. And we'll deliver and haul away for free. Shop store-wide savings as we continue to clear out inventory and make room for new styles for 2025. Plus, get free delivery and 12 months no interest payments. The King Furniture New Year's sale going on now.
T-Mobile is very reliable.
It's always nice to know that T-Mobile has us covered.
I love the fact that my family and I, we can stay connected just about anywhere we want to go.
My network is my lifeline.
T-Mobile keeps you connected on America's largest and fastest 5G network. Right now, switch and keep your phone. We'll pay it off up to $800. See how you can save on every plan versus Verizon and AT&T at T-Mobile.com/keep-and-switch.
We see you out there, giving your whole heart to what you do. That doesn't mean you have to give your whole wallet, too. It's why we make sure that as you find your way, you can find value along the way. Like Blaine's Wild Bird Food. Rewards members get 2 for $12. Get a free scratch block when you buy 2 of these AgriMaster feeds. And heated pet products are 20% off.
That's what I'm talking about.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
With a tankless system, you can have unlimited hot water whenever and for however long you need it. Upgrade to a tankless today and never be left without hot water again. Rely on Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
The Wisconsin football team has sort of lost its identity over the past couple of seasons on the offensive side of the ball, but things may be going back to the way it was for so many seasons. Run first, smash mouth football. That's something new offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes is ready to establish again in Madison.
Just a mentality that wants to win with a rough, gritty brand of football, one that is going to establish the run and utilize the vertical passing game that comes from the ability to run the football.
Now, Coach Grimes comes from Kansas, where the Jayhawks had one of the best rush units in the country last year. And now the January 22nd edition of the News 8 Play of the Week nominees. Getting us going at number 1 off the steal. It's going to be 2 points for number 2 of Toma, Brielle Kluger, who's going to take it all the way in for the layup. Notable from this one, the first win of the year for the Timberwolves against their rival, Sparta. At number 2, more hoops from last Friday. Alma Center Lincoln hosting Indy Gill. It's a great pass by Jace Paul to Jay Stetzer down below. Paul flirting with a triple-double, finishing with 14 points, 9 assists, and 9 rebounds in the Hornets' win. Speaking of big-time performances, at number 3, how about Reed Klug of Caledonia with 27 against previously unbeaten Mount Horeb at the Midwest Players Classic last Saturday. Sweet finish right here in a 70-59 victory. Also hit 1,000 career points last night, so congrats to Reed. To number 4 we go, gymnastics action from Monday. It's Sparta's Gabrielle Björkman on the beam, and the balance and body control on full display. She would take second in all-around scoring at the meet in Holmen. And the girl that would barely edge her out for the all-around top spot, coming in at number 5, Holman's Katie Lang here on vault, twisting, turning, and landing with a 9.025. She would finish with 36.70 total points, and Holman would take the team title as well. So those are the options for this week. As always, to vote, head to news8000.com under the Sports tab. Click on Play of the Week and pick your favorite. Voting opens shortly after the show, closing Friday at 5. I'm not sure about you guys. I know for a fact I would be hurt if I try to do any of those things I just saw.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That dismount off the beam, yeah, that's a fear factor right there. You got to get over that.
Have you ever tried any gymnastics, Emily?
I took a tumbling class.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you dabbled.
Yeah,
I dabbled. I was more dancer. Yeah.
It's very impressive, though. I mean, they make it look easy, even at the high school level.
They do.
So it was awesome to be able to get some highlights from that one.
Nice
So
to get them in the mix.
Exactly. Make sure you go vote.
Go girls.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jake.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
We'll have one more look at your forecast right after this.
When we sit down with the customer, we're going to present the options. I want to be completely upfront and honest. I want to present every option to the best of my ability, and I want that customer at the end of the day to make the decision for themselves for what's right for them.
Attention business owners, start 2025 confidently with Your Choice Roofing, your trusted partner for commercial roofing solutions. Our expert craftsmanship and premium materials ensure a roof that stands the test of time. Don't wait, our schedule is filling up fast. Get ahead of the rush and secure your spot now to protect your building and your bottom line. Visit yourchoiceroofing.com today to get started.
When I'm done, cleaned up, and I take the customer down there, I go through it all with them and explain how the equipment operates, show them how the bypass operates, how to set the clock, how the unit actually backwashes, pulls brine, how a water softener actually works.
All right, we do have the snow this evening. Could be some slick spots, but then we do have the sub-zero wind chills returning for later tonight through tomorrow. The good news is it's not going to last just through Thursday. By the time we get to Friday afternoon, it'll be well above zero in the mid-20s. And the rest of the forecast, minus some clouds or some breezy conditions, is fairly nice with a well above average temperatures, potentially 10. We could see 40s out there too throughout next week. And it's a quiet pattern too.
Just music to my ears. This is fantastic. Thanks for joining us at 6.
We'll see you at 10.